We had a couple of questions that follow this theme around the marriage and partnership, right? Like the value of the partnership between computational and more traditional science. Like it's not an us versus them thing. It's not like one's going to knock the other. You know, I mean, the bulk of my career has been working in editorial capacities, and I'm not really concerned that ChatGPT is going to take out my profession before I retire anyway. I got another good 10 years, I think. Anyway, we're working together, right? It's working together. But when it works together, these questions are good because, let me see here. Anil and Shakid, they asked the same question, but from two different perspectives. On one hand, is there anything lacking that the traditional drug discovery approaches cover that ML/AI approaches cannot? So where is AI/ML sort of falling short and still leaning into or depending on traditional drug discovery approaches? And then on the flip side, Shakid wants to know, what are the main gaps in the discovery or development process that computational biology is most suited to answer? So maybe some examples of the collaborative, I guess, value of both these approaches. I shouldn't even say both these approaches because it's not like one or the other, right? Am I reading that right? Tina?
Yeah, it's absolutely not one or the other. I kind of analogy I think a lot with my daughter right now. I have a daughter, and there used to be a big debate about whether kids could use spell check, right? Like, is spell check going to like replace our need to spell? And the reality is that, you know, it's a helpful technology tool. Now, to your point, is AI going to replace our need to ever write anything? No, it's going to help us, right, and enhance our skills. And we need to think about the drug discovery the same way. Like, where are these technologies going to be better? I think one of the places is, you know, even target-based drug discovery, it's so linear. If you think about how complex, how biology actually is, it almost, I think it's going to become increasingly odd that we thought that we could cure a complex disease by focusing on one target, right? You know, and so I think a place where I get really excited about, you know, being able to build these multimodal data sets and navigate, you know, drug discovery is a search problem instead of a target ID problem, is when we're doing things like SAR cycles and designing compounds, we can actually navigate to affecting the disease as opposed to a target, which allows us to, for example, tackle polypharmacology in a way that was never possible with more linear drug discovery methods, right? You really need these multi-dimensional models, right? And in order to go after polypharmacology in a totally new way. And so I think there's just places where these techniques can do drug discovery in ways that's simple 2, 3, 4-dimensional human brains just can't do. Mm-hmm. But there's other places where they're not solving problems yet. You know, like I think so much about translation, right? The 90% of drugs that go into humans fail to become products, right? And so that means we've done all the drug discovery work. We've put these things in animal models. We've done all of the in vitro work, and still we get the prediction wrong 90% of the time. And so, you know, that translation layer of, you know, if we're still relying, for example, on animal models to translate to human, and the animal models aren't predicting well, AI alone is not going to solve that problem, right? Combinations of tools of biology, getting better data and predicting better, we need multiple things to come to bear to solve those kinds of problems. So it's like AI is not a panacea that all of a sudden all of these things we struggled with are just disappear, but it gives us a whole new set of tools in our toolbox in order to tackle problems in a new way.
Yeah. Andrew, do you want to weigh in on that one? Sort of the reciprocity equation?
I mean, I couldn't agree with Tina more. I think like she hit it spot on, right? You have this sort of limitation of the human brain, right? 4-dimensional limitation. And so the computers can peer beyond that with still some restrictions. But I think it goes back to one of the questions that was asked earlier, right? The translational problem, in my view, is a systems biology problem. And we're very far from having a good sense of how all these things relate, because historically we've taken a very scientific approach to this process, right? Which is, you know, test this one thing, right? And not test it together. Engineering, right, tries to solve for some of that. That's what some of what we do at Evolve is try to think of these things holistically without actually knowing the specific details of what's causing a particular, like what does developability mean? Well, you know that approved antibodies are developable, so you can use those as proxies. But I think that systems biology is a big gap, and I don't think that computation or human intuition has been able to solve it to date. So there's a lot of things that AI ML can do, and it goes back to the fact that it's just a tool. It's just a tool. It's just another tool, right? It's a powerful tool. I don't want to minimize how the impact it can have, but it is a tool, and we need to be using our intuition as well as CRISPR and organs on a chip and tumors on a chip and all the new automation tools together to bring them together to start to solve some of these problems. And we have a long way to go, but it's an exciting future because when it works, we'll be able to help a lot of people, and that's what's exciting about it. So nothing we're doing is easy, right? It's hard. It's very hard.